I'll start by piling on the thank yous for staff and all the members of the planning commission. It's a huge packet in front of us, and it was just really nice to see it full of public comments. Even the ones that had concerns about the plan, those ones you just see most. So thanks for all the hard work on this. I was on planning commission when we did this the first time. And it is a little like, put in all that work back then to get a nice plan together. And now we're redoing it. But to echo some other counselors' comments, I actually really appreciate that we're tweaking it again now that we're looking at it. I remember back then there was a couple options presented to the commission on, for example, one alternative was to have a corporate campus, and definitely a good idea, but been a lot of change in the past 2 years, and so that's one that probably wouldn't be of good use these days in post-COVID world. So again, I really appreciate the tweaks that have happened, and I think simplifying down to the multi-use makes sense. I remember even 2 years ago, we were debating multi versus mixed use and how much we kind of appreciated the multi-use, and I've heard that more and more. So thanks for all that work and the tweaks. I definitely, I heard a lot of concern in the community about the loss of Harrison Hospital and a lot of the smaller providers that have followed it, and it's a bummer. There's no way to sugarcoat that. It's the way things are, but I think what would be even worse is to see those businesses leave and nothing replace them, and those buildings sit vacant and unused. And I'd hate to see that even more. So I think this is a great way to revitalize that area. And we are in an affordable housing crisis. Bremerton, especially with its geographical constraints, is hit hard. And so getting this high density housing hopefully in there and getting the incentives right in place, I think is one of the great ways to actually tackle that. And if we increase the housing supply, one of the reasons rents are so high is we don't have much of a housing supply. And so increasing that, I think will help overall. And there's of course other measures we should consider and take to tackle affordable housing, but doing this, I think will be great. It's funny, just the other day, I was watching a video on the history of 5-1 construction and the code. So it's very timely. I was learning about that and going, oh, that makes sense. That's why you see a lot of 5-1 buildings across the country and how some cities look similar. So need to see it come up again here. As far as questions, I think the counselors asked my questions about outreach. So that's done. I think the only remaining question I had was kind of on parks and green space. And I couldn't remember if there's anything specifically set aside to have a certain amount of green space or any ways to encourage it.
Right, and there are provisions within the existing sub area for private open space and outdoor open space, and those are going to be maintained. And even a provision for an in lieu of providing outdoor open space, then you could work out a fee with the city parks department, where you could hypothetically provide a fee to the parks department in lieu of outdoor open space on your own site as an additional option. But no, open space creation is one of the kind of visionary implements of the sub area plan, and there are regulatory requirements for it.
Okay, fantastic. So even if we don't get little open spaces, those fees to parks department may enable a park elsewhere in the city folks can travel to. Fantastic. Yep, that's all I got. I just thanks again, and a thanks to my former colleagues on planning commission. I'm always glad to see a robust discussion and getting all the details fleshed out, and it's nice to see a unanimous recommendation. So I look forward to hearing public comment next week.
Anna.